and it lightly nicked my thumb and it started bleeding. Hey everybody, I have a knife I've been looking forward to reviewing for the longest time, and CRKT finally sent it out to me. This is the CRKT Q frame lock. And it's a Richard Rogers design, made in Italy. And I've been wanting one of these to review for a long time for a couple of reasons. One being just the looks of it. With all the modern designs these days of folding knives, it's just a simple, intuitive design. And I think everyone's collection deserves like a simplistic type of knife. So without rambling more, I'm just gonna start reviewing this. This is made in Italy. The blade is a 3.31 inch length blade. That is CPM Magnacut. The edge is a plain edge, and the finish on the blade is a bead blast finish. The handle on both sides is titanium with carbon fiber inlays on both sides, and a very nice pocket clip here with a spacer, a back spacer. Closer look. And if you see this right here, this was me setting up right before I hit record. Basically, I just closed it on my thumb like this. And it lightly nicked my thumb and it started bleeding. So it's safe to say these knives do come sharp from the factory. This knife retails for about $250 on CRKT's website, and it's had a lot of good reviews. Something to note though, this is a knife that's made in Italy, and it is Magnacut, and the main engineer behind Magnacut steel, Lauren Thomas, did express that you should be a little cautious purchasing a knife that was made in Italy, and a couple other knives made in certain areas, but I remember Italy being one of them that he pointed out, mainly due to the hardness being really important for Magnacut, and he felt like a lot of Italian manufacturers didn't get the correct hardness. The correct hardness that Lauren Thomas recommended was about 62 HRC. He said that was the sweet spot for Magnacut in terms of keeping edge retention high, corrosion resistance really well, and most of all sharpability, so easy to sharpen. I did look on CRKT's website recently as of this review, and there is one review saying when they sharpened this knife, they did notice that a lot of material was coming off on just a basic grind when in the sharpener. So it's just something that you may want to be a little cautious about when getting this knife. Yeah, so I'm looking at the review right now. It says this owner started with a lower grip diamond plate, and as he moved up in grit, he could tell that it's softer than it should be. But he did mention that the heat treat seems decent enough. So just something to keep in mind. But just looking at the knife, it is a really clean design. I like how the color of the blade matches the handle and the accents and the spacers, and the carbon fiber complements it pretty well. It is a frame lock design, as you can see right here. And there's the flipper tab. And what do I think about the flipper tab? I think it's excellent. I think it's exactly what it needs to be. You can do that. Let's see if I can flick it. You can flick it that way too. So let's compare it. I got here my Benchmade bug out. Let's compare that bad boy right there. Let's line it up. Okay. And that's the bug out with the Flytanium aluminum scales, not the titanium scales. I will say I do wish it had some sort of jimping up here on the upper half of the scales. See some jimping right there with the bug out. I do want to talk about the action, however. While smooth using the IKBS ball bearing system, I couldn't help but notice that it was a little bit more sluggish than my bug out using its stock washers. Like, if you can listen closely to that. See if I can bring the mic closer. You hear a little bit of dragging, I want to say. Let me go slow. Speed it up. I'm hoping that'll loosen up and smoothen out over time. But you are paying 250 bucks for this knife. So you'd think, you know, it's a lot smoother action out of the box. Just my personal thoughts on it. You know, I could be wrong. People could be totally fine with this. Perfectly happy with the action. No problems locking up. Dude, let's talk about the balance on this thing, man. I think it's a well-balanced knife. The blade length is as long as it should be. No longer, no shorter. The handle is super comfortable. I have a size large hand size and gloves. And it fits my hand just fine. All 4 fingers. Can choke up real nice on it. Just wish it had some jimping right here though. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted a knife that had a little bit of a thicker grip and a little bit longer length, but wanted to keep the weight down, I would consider this. They do make a mini version of the Q frame lock. I'm hoping to get that one in a review pretty soon. I'll probably try that out, but the mini might be a good contender against the bug out. This is my standard that I compare all my knives to now. I do have a scale here actually, so let's see. Okay, so remember, this is the Benchmade bug out with aluminum Flytanium grips added on. Everything else is stock. 2.3. The Q, 3.2. So almost a whole ounce heavier for the Q, but we're talking 3 ounces for a knife that has a handle that's over 4 inches long and a blade that's 3.31 inches long. So, I mean, there is such a thing as a knife that's too thin, being uncomfortable to carry. Could I see this being annoying to carry? No, but it's probably the biggest I would go in dimensions for an everyday carry knife. Is it like a tactical knife? Not really, in my opinion. I do like the frame lock. I'm glad it's not a liner lock. But I think there's better options out there for a tactical knife. This definitely seems like a full-size EDC knife. But yeah. All right, I think I'll end it there. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped you guys decide if you want to buy this knife. Hopefully CRKT can send me some more. Appreciate CRKT for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.